and welcome back to another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm your host, Derek Rios, and with always my co-host and heterosexual life mate, Danny Newton. How you doing today, Danny?
I'm doing pretty good, Derek. How are you?
I'm fine. Today we're talking about Black Adam.
Yes.
Because it's back! Rocktober! Favorite time of the year, best month.
The Rock kills it in this one. Literally. He killed the DC franchise.
Hey, you know what? At least he's number one at something. He's number one at everything he does.
Sure.
I don't think he particularly killed the DC franchise. I'm pretty sure it was already dead.
I think this flopping had a lot to do with it.
It was just the last nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
A lot had to do with just his ego.
Yes, it did.
As much as I hate to say it, being at the top has definitely inflated his ego some to where he can choose the way things turn out more.
Did you like this movie at all?
I like parts of it.
Yeah, I like parts of it. I didn't really like this movie.
It's just weird because it doesn't seem like a terrible movie, but it's just like not great and like cohesive.
It felt like it was two different movies.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. That was my feeling with the whole thing, is that if Black Adam is kind of the worst part of your Black Adam movie, there's a problem. Because I felt like Hawkman and Dr. Fate were the best parts of the Black Adam movie.
Yeah. That I mean, it's an origin story for Black Adam.
Yeah.
But they just randomly threw in the Justice Society in here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were great. I actually really enjoyed everything they did for the most part.
Yeah.
We don't know who they are.
No, we have no idea who they are. And I bet we were supposed to find out who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But in the fifth hour, they were just like, fuck, The Rock wants his own movie now. Shove him in this.
Yeah.
Rewrite this to be Black Adam.
Yeah, I feel like there was supposed to be a Justice Society movie.
Yeah.
And then Black Adam was going to be in Shazam 2.
Yes.
But then The Rock was like, I don't want to just be a bad guy. I want to be a anti-hero from the get-go. Because Black Adam starts off as a bad guy.
Yeah.
But he turns into an anti-hero eventually. I don't know his backstory.
Yeah, I don't really know much of the Black Adam story, but I just, like I said, this felt like it was going to be a Just Society movie, and they had to have somewhere for The Rock to land when The Rock was just like, I'm not going over here and playing grab ass in Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Because if he was the bad guy in Shazam,
it would have made sense.
It would have, but it also, he's kind of being overshadowed by Shazam.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't want to play like second fiddle to a different character.
Yeah, I can't think of the actor's name. I always call him Chuck.
Zachary Levi.
Yeah. He's Chuck to me.
I felt like this was going to be set up for Dr. Fate and Hawkman to lead the Justice Society. Because honestly, a lot of the fighting and stuff that Black Adam was doing in this, we kind of saw Dr. Fate doing kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just being all floaty around and just instantly throwing stuff around and killing people.
Mm-hmm.
I bet some of these set pieces were wrote to be kind of his too.
So we start off in this movie in a flashback of Kahndaq.
Yes.
From 2800 BCE. So yeah, we're in this ancient civilization that's pretty much Egypt called Kahndaq. Their emperor or pharaoh or whatever, who's just slave mining all these people.
Yes.
And to get Eternium.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of what's going on over in Congo right now, but there's no pharaoh. The pharaoh is just like Apple or Microsoft.
This place should be Wakanda.
It is pretty much Wakanda, right?
It should be Wakanda, though. That's the thing. When you look at them side by side, they both have their own bullshit material that should be making them super rich, because it should be advanced technology. Because we even see it with the stupid fucking like hover bike things that they're flying around that run off this shit.
Yep.
This place should be Wakanda. It should be the Wakanda of the DC world.
Even in the present time,
it's
Kahndaq is just
the Middle East shithole.
Yep. And it's being just controlled by outside sources, just corporations pretty much.
Yeah.
They call it the inner gang.
Yeah, that's what they call it. I called it white oppression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
every time she used to say something, I'd be like, oh, tell me how much of a piece of shit I am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are.
Down with Whitey. I heard you.
America.
But these white guys had a British accent, so I can still be mad at them.
Yeah.
They're the first colonizers.
Yep. Dirty colonizers. So we have the pharaoh Akton, and he is pretty much using this eternium to build the crown of Sabak.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of eternium, and it pretty much gives them the power of the 6 demons, which we see in Shazam.
Yes.
Wasn't there 7? I thought there's 7 sins. I thought they're supposed to represent the sins.
I don't know if it necessarily represents the sins. I think what it is a mirror to the Wizard Council.
Yeah, but there were 7 wizards.
Is there 7 wizards?
Well, there was. You actually see them whenever Black Adam goes there, and
yeah. Well, I wasn't counting heads. My bad.
Well, you see that all of them die except for the one that lives, who's in Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Adam actually bolts the rest of them to death.
This is what comic books do so much, is that how do you create something that's stronger than you with your own power? I don't understand.
Yeah. You think
it's not a thing. It shouldn't be possible.
If they're feeding off your energy,
they can't be stronger than you.
No.
They can only actually be a fractional of your strength.
If there's 7 wizards feeding all of their power into one person, then technically
he could be stronger than one of them.
He could be stronger than one.
He could actually be stronger than a couple of them.
Yeah.
But fractions, man. Fuck fractions.
It's kind of the whole thing where your creation will destroy you eventually, right? Yeah.
Yes.
They did do a good job at the opening to kind of mislead you to think that the child is the Rock, right? And he's the hero the whole time.
Yeah.
And they show the father in it, but they never show his face. It's always a side view and stuff. That way you don't like, oh, that's the Rock. So you don't instinctively know.
Right.
And then later we have the reveal that, oh, the Rock was the dad.
We had already watched Shazam. We're already predisposed to thinking, oh, this is what the grown-up version of the child looks like.
Yeah. You know, that was one of the big differences in Shazam and this.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't supposed to be a fun, like, happy movie. It has some comedy in it, but it's more of like him misunderstanding how the world works, which he shouldn't, because he's been buried for
5,000 years
in a prison for 5,000 years. So he should just be completely confused at what the fuck's going on. In Shazam, it's from a child, like, who's the hero, and it has all that little the wonder of the child, right?
Yes,
exploring the world of an adult and these superpowers. But in this, it's just you don't really get any of that out of it,
right? I thought some things were just so weird because of everything that was going on in this country to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the colonizer gang, that literally just had open pit mines, like plaster mining, like this eternium material.
Yeah.
Like it's gold or something, right? So it's reasonable to believe that they have more of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least enough to have some kind of industrial complex to keep making all these bikes and stuff like that and building technology off of it, right?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, you got the bad guy who is descended from a line of kings and knows the game.
Yep.
Right? He knows what's going on. It's not a fairy tale to him. It's his family's history.
Yeah.
Knowing all that, don't you think he would be more prepared for this? Like, wouldn't you think that he would be like, oh, hey, you know that eternium we're mining? Let's jacket our bullets in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we have to fight the thing that we know that my crown is in his tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking prepared for that.
So, yeah.
This is something. There's some kind of preparedness. Because the whole thing is the bad guy wants the crown of Sabak because it's his family's crown, right? I don't know if he knows about the demon thing, but he suspects the demon thing. And he's got every right to suspect the demon thing because we have superheroes running around the earth now. Yeah. Right? So what's another outlandish thing to believe at this point, right?
Yeah.
So he tricks an archaeologist, the scholar lady, into helping him find this crown by just being a part of her team and being part of her support crew.
Yep.
Right. So she finally finds the location of this tomb area and stuff like that, which the crown is very just out in the open.
Yeah.
It seems easy to get.
This is the thing that they always do in movies where it's like, oh, this super hidden mystical place with, that no one's ever come across. The mountain is like less than a mile away from the mines.
Yeah.
It's inside of the mines. People would just climb mountains. Someone would just find this. There's just a hole in the side of this mountain.
This mining crew would have done leveled that mountain.
Yeah. And they would have checked it for this material.
Yes.
They would have seen, this mountain's hollow. Let's find what the fuck's in this.
Yeah.
And there's no traps.
No, there's no traps at all.
It's just floating there. All you gotta do is fucking get a ladder and grab it.
It would have been more believable if when she grabbed the crown, that would have been what set Black Adam free.
Yeah. Instead of reading the inscription off the ground. Because they didn't have to summon Black Adam.
No.
If he had just been like, oh, she found it, shoot her. Oh, hey, I was a bad guy the whole time.
Yes.
And then grab the crown and walk out. And Shazam never happens. And then he's God King.
God damn it. Yes. Whenever like, okay, so they go into the tomb. It's a setup because he's a bad guy, you know, from the jump. This
we're
guy's
talking
a
about,
bad guy.
This is Ishmael, right?
Yes.
And there's no reason for him to play along anymore.
No, there's no reason at all.
He keeps faking it, and the white supremacists show up. I'm sorry, Intergang.
Yes.
And they show up like, oh, we threw one of your guys off the cliff. No, that was Ishmael, right?
Yeah.
And they bring in the fat uncle and her brother.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, we're going to kill him. Give us the crown. And they have Ishmael hostage too. And it's like, there's no reason for him to be hostage anymore.
There's no reason for him to be playing along.
Yeah.
No reason. It's such a dumb decision.
Yeah. It's one of those things they do in movies where it's like, it's like a bad way to introduce the hero or to break him free.
Yeah.
But you know what? How many times have we released the fucking God of Death in our campaigns? Because that's pretty much what they did.
It's standard fare. I just wish it would have been like a trigger trap tied to her grabbing the crown or something like that. He should have been tied to the crown.
Yeah.
Right?
And on top of that, it is his family legacy. So that means someone from the Pharaoh's family lived. You think someone would have, I'm sure there were like blueprints or something, or there's some way someone would have known. They could have just made a new crown.
Yeah.
Why do they have to have this crown?
Well, this one's all special and magic-y and stuff, okay?
But the last one was just made of eternium.
Why
anyways,
build another one? We have a perfectly good one just sitting right here.
That we can't find.
It's
on a mountain, fucking like a
you had
throw
5,000 years to find this.
I don't know where they could have hit it. There's that mountain over there, though.
It's right beside our town.
Right fucking next to our mining operation. It's probably trapped, though, you know. There was no traps.
You need Indiana Jones to pull this shit off.
Yeah, get female Indy over here. Fucking Tomb Raider. Laura Croft to save the day.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
To the rescue.
I feel like these characters were also part of the Black Adam side of this Justice Society movie.
Yeah.
I feel like they were tacked into this.
Probably. Who do you think Justice Society would have fought? They would have just went to Wakanda and liberated it? I think...
So, here's the thing. I feel like the Justice Society movie was legit going to be them fighting this demon thing.
Yeah.
I think that was going to be it. Because that looked way darker than...
Yeah.
DC normally gets, and it's like Shazam movies.
Yeah. Satan. Satan is in this movie.
Literal Satan.
I was like, wow. I don't think they okayed this with China.
Yeah, she just hops over and grabs the crown.
Yep.
Super easy, barely
an inconvenience. She didn't have to do 6 jumps.
No, she just bunny hopped a little bit and got it.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
The sextuplet steps.
Oh man. Do you have any? The back to the bad guys like, do you have any last words? Like, no. Fuck Executor.
Shazam.
Stop giving people last words. Okay. I'm a big proponent of just fucking kill them.
No, man.
If you're gonna kill them anyways, no last words. Just
you have to give them a last word if you're gonna monologue first. I think that's one of the big differences in real life.
What?
Bad guys don't monologue.
No, because murder in real life is premeditated.
Yeah.
You don't have a grand speech you waste on somebody before you murder them.
No, man. That's how I'm gonna.
What?
Nothing.
You kind of drifted away there, man.
Sorry.
So she releases the God of Death.
Yeah, and he murdered.
I'm sorry, the god of Teth.
Teth Adam, and he
Not Death Adam.
Yeah, and he immediately just starts melting people.
Yes,
straight up just burn. He cooks the first guy to death.
Yes,
and then just goes around, and we get a.
If the Flash was a murder hobo, this is how he would do it.
Yeah.
Yes. So he wastes everybody. It's not a competition.
Yeah. And here's the thing. These are just pretty much mercenaries that are corporate employees.
Yeah.
Probably hired security. These aren't bad people.
These are like Blackwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just murders all those people. And we're supposed to be like, yay, death to the oppressors.
I'm sure a few of them probably committed war crimes somewhere. But hey, man, overall, they're just contractors.
Every organization has a couple bad apples, all right?
Yes. Overall, they're just contractors.
Yeah.
And he's just, he's trimming the grass. He's just fucking taking them down.
Yeah.
He's like Anakin and a pack of younglings.
And we get the start of what feels like the majority of the rest of the movie. Every fight, we get the whole slow motion. Well, we have to slow it down. That way you can see what it's doing.
It slows down because he's moving in celerity.
Yeah.
I get that. He's moving as fast as the Flash. Yeah. So things slow down from his point of view. It's not necessarily just slow-mo for the sake of slow-mo.
But later they do an obnoxiously amount of just slow-mo.
We gotta stretch that runtime just a little bit. Just stretch
it's over
it out.
2 hours.
Just need it.
But yeah, we there's a lot of like slow-mo. And this slow-mo was like, okay. You know,
yes.
I get it. He's moving fast. It's entertaining. Why he murders all these people.
God, man. When he murdered everybody in this tomb, I felt sick. I was just like, this is a slaughter. This isn't. They can't even. They can't surrender. Like they can't.
No, like,
their guns do nothing. They can't punch or kick this guy. They can't surrender.
Yeah, outside too.
Yeah,
they had a whole army, tanks, helicopters, and it took him it's like a 5-minute scene through slow-mo. It took him less than a second to wipe out that entire army.
To wholesale murder like 100 guys.
Yeah, and the only thing that they had one guy with a rocket that was made of eternium, and that's the only thing that slowed him down.
Yeah, that rocket should have been like a tactical nuke going off.
Yeah, he gets hit with that and it gets knocked out, and the Laura Croft decides, I'm going to take her home. I'm going to take him home. This murder hobo. He saved us. You know, that was his first instinct. Not she thinks that, this guy come out and saved me, but no, he just come out.
He murdered everybody with a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you would have picked up one of their rifles, he probably would have killed you too.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't just if you just stood there, you would have died too. And as the pyramid or mountain collapsed or whatever.
Yes. And
so she takes him home and is like, I'm going to put him in my son's bed because that way we can get some DC merch shots in here for just the kid who has wall-to-wall DC posters.
Oh, God. That was like a quarter of him and Hawkman's fight.
Yeah.
It's just him destroying DC merch. It's like, oh, no, Rock. You've already destroyed DC merch. You killed this franchise.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for him destroying DC.
Yeah. You see every person that he hits, it's like, replace that actor.
That's another film that's not getting made.
Hey, man, they still made The Flash, and I bet you they regret that one.
Yeah. She takes Murder Hobo home, and White Power's looking for the crown. Imagine that.
Ishmael.
Yes. Ishmael hired White Power to look for the crown.
Well, whatever corporation they work for, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know.
Intergang.
Is he the head of that corporation?
He's got to be. They're all taking orders from him.
It never really says.
Dude, you would think with an organization this big that's just fucking like open pit mining half their country.
Yeah.
She would know that this guy is over them. This would be common knowledge.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Right?
Because they have to have money. Maybe they should have made this like Lex Luthor's corporation.
Yeah. That'd been interesting.
And he could just been like someone working under him.
Yeah, that would have gave Superman a reason to show up.
Yeah. Old Cavill to the rescue.
Yeah.
So he wakes up and then flies out, and at this point, we've already been introduced to the Justice Society.
Yes.
Justice Society.
Yeah, Hawkman is Tony Stark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Which I don't know Hawkman's backstory because they didn't tell me. No. And so I guess, yeah, he's Tony Stark. And then you had Doctor Strange, a.k.a. Dr. Fate.
Yes.
And then you had Ant-Man. I'm sorry, Atom Smasher.
Yes.
And
Wind Girl is new.
Yeah.
Actually, Storm, but she hasn't been done in Marvel yet.
Yeah.
She hasn't been done in the MCU yet.
Yeah. So we had Cyclone.
Yes. I thought Wind Girl's powers were pretty.
They're pretty useless.
Yeah. Yeah. She wasn't quite the pick for this one.
She's pretty much like what we get around yearly is just a lot of wind and tornadoes that throw things.
So in our Justice Society movie, you obviously have Hawkman and Dr. Fate as the serious characters, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Wind Girl and Atom Boy as the child relief.
Smasher.
Yes. It was going to be like, the kid jokes and stuff like that for their movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But their movie got scrapped halfway through because The Rock is a dick.
Whoa. The Rock is just a leading role man.
And he got forcibly shoved into their Justice Society movie. Do you think Hawkman can fist fight Superman? Do you think he's that strong?
According to this, apparently. I didn't think Hawkman was that strong.
I didn't think Hawkman was like a super strong dude.
So what I knew about Hawkman is he flies.
Yes.
He wears golden armor.
Yes.
I don't know if it does anything. And then he has a weapon that transforms in any weapon he wants.
Yeah. When we were working comic books, I saw plenty of Hawkman covers.
Yeah.
I never read a Hawkman book.
No.
But it didn't strike me as that Hawkman would be on the same level as like a Superman.
He definitely feels buffed up.
He does.
Because Shazam is Superman level power.
Yes.
And he is going toe to toe with him quite a bit in this movie.
I thought these Shazam characters were on the Superman power level, but their batteries run dead. You know what I mean? Like they drain down and lose power as they do their shit. Kind of like a lantern or something, right?
I guess. I don't know how their powers work.
I don't know how their powers work either. They don't explain this.
No. In Shazam, their power is just like each one has a niche ability.
Yeah. But that's on their personality.
But yeah, that's on their personality.
Yeah.
But then Shazam ends up with just all these different powers.
Right.
Unlike the rest of them.
Shazam is Superman, but all the rest of the Shazam crew has a niche ability based on their mindset.
Yeah.
But you could say the same thing for The Rock. His Shazam ability is murder hobo.
Lightning bolts.
Sure. Unlimited power.
Yeah. The Emperor over here.
Yes. Fucking calm down, Palpatine.
I did enjoy The Rock's one-liners where he's like, where he'll like grab a guy and the kid was telling him, was like, you got to say a cool catchphrase like, tell him that the man in black sent you. And as he's like about to murder someone, he's like, hey, tell him that the man in black. And then the guy dies. He's like, well.
There is only one time that I laughed at The Rock's murder spree. Okay. And that's the bike chase.
The bike chase?
That's the only time it made me laugh at The Rock's murder spree because this is just like, this is getting fucking ridiculous. This is
yeah, the kid gets kidnapped. Yeah. After that battle, Ishmael goes and he's trying to get the crown, right?
Yes.
And the kid gets kidnapped. And so The Rock's chasing these bikes. And one goes off into fucking Asia.
Yeah.
And he chases it all the way to Asia. Finally catches up with it. And somehow this guy crashes and lives. And he picks this guy up and just chucks him.
Well, I think he lives because it's implied that The Rock is like bear hugging his bike.
Yeah.
So that he will live.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to like keep the kid alive, right?
Yeah.
Although that kid would have fucking
been a pancake as well.
Yeah, pancaked in there.
Yeah. He rips open the trunk, kid's not there, and he goes up to the guy and just like, dude's like, don't kill me. This fucking stratosphere throws him.
He's like, where's the kid? And he's like, I don't know. And yeah, he throws him.
Then Dr. Fate's like, good, bring back your prisoner and I can use my powers to break his mind. And he's just like,
He didn't make it.
Background.
Yeah, as he's doing, he's like, he didn't make it. It's like you killed him, didn't you? Yeah.
I just like, oh, this is just getting ridiculous, guys.
I'm no hero.
Yeah, no shit. We got that. We understood you're no hero when we watched you massacre 100 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably more than that.
So, like, him and the Justice Society have a couple different fights. And it's basically because, him and Hawkman don't like each other because Hawkman is a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to kill lots of people if we don't stop you.
I gotta stop you because you're a murder hobo.
Yeah, because he's like, stop killing people.
No. But please.
Heroes don't kill people.
You don't have to kill them. You're already way stronger than they are.
Yeah. No, man.
You would just see these men turn free. Like, no, they're going to go to jail. You have no idea what the fuck's going to happen in some black site when we ship these guys off, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill them. But Amanda Waller, she does stuff.
Honestly, she'd probably just rehire them. But
hey, have you ever fought butterflies before?
Yeah.
Oh, God. The Justice Society and him have their first fight. You're right. Wind Girl seems very useless.
She tries to pin him down by throwing a bunch of bars around him, but we already seen that he just walks through walls.
I was waiting for him to shoot lightning into her windstorm and vaporize her. Yeah. He hasn't hesitated from killing anybody else.
Well, I mean, I guess they're, maybe she's resistant.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a good fight. Like, Atom Smasher comes in and stomps him, and he's holding on to him, and then he gets fucking uppercutted.
You can just tell that Atom Smasher is doing his best Paul Rudd impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like this kid. I actually liked a lot of the actors in this movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Of course, you had Dwayne Johnson, but Atom Smasher is actually Noah Centineo.
I don't recognize the name.
He is in a show that came out. He's like a child actor, right?
Okay.
He did a bunch of, I don't know if it's Disney shit, but just a bunch of child acting shows. But this year, actually, he came out with a show called The Recruit.
Okay.
Which is actually pretty fantastic. Where he's a CIA spoof.
Oh, I think I've seen a trailer for this. I think I've seen commercials for this.
He's FBI. Anyways, yeah, he works for the FBI. He's an FBI spoof, and he ends up like in Secret Service or some shit like that. And,
yeah,
it's pretty great. But yeah, I think he's an up and coming actor. And then you had Pierce Brosnan, who's Dr. Fate, and
he kills it.
Yeah, and he was great.
I loved all of his little monologues. I loved when he was talking about fucking how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember when I saw the first planes going off to the Western Front.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, he was talking about World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you had Hawkman, who is from one of my favorite, one show that I really enjoyed, which is Leverage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Aldous Hodge.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, you had
she was really good.
Yeah, strong actors. The only poor acting in this was the kid.
Yes.
Not the flashback Rock's kid, but the little
Rock's kid in the flashback was actually pretty solid too.
Yeah, he did really well.
But the little boy in this, I was just like, man, stop giving this kid lines.
It's so bad. When he's like, at the end, he comes out and is like, all we need is our savior, people. Come on.
Everybody in the city, do the Diamond Dallas Page symbol.
Diamond Cutter. That's the symbol of the hero is just
man,
a diamond. And yeah, this kid, and also not only is he just a bad actor, they also throw in these scenes where he's running from the bad guys, and it's like some Home Alone shit. Dude. Where he's like skateboarding down the fucking stairs and stuff, and they're just like tripping over shit trying to catch him.
They give him the worst sneaking and stuff like that. They give him the worst lines. He's just, God, this kid is cringe.
Yeah, he's like sneaking, riding a skateboard. And I don't know how many skateboards you've been on. They're fucking loud.
Yeah.
They make noise.
Loud. If this, he needed to be grunge type. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he needed to be kind of a loner. He needed to have that grunge look. And especially in just fucking whatever Middle East bullshit country this is.
It's Kahndaq.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not even my fucking map, so I don't know.
It's supposed to be Egypt.
It's supposed to be like Afghanistan or something.
This is like the flashback pretty much shows it's like pretty much Egypt.
Now, everybody in the streets chants The Rock's name. He is truly the savior of Nowhereville. And since the boy has been kidnapped, he's got to work together with the rest of the Justice Society to get the boy back, because the mom is just like, I'm really upset that you let this happen.
And he's already fucking honeypotted and whipped.
You know what? The kid is only part of the cringe. Okay. The mom is a little stronger in her performance and delivery.
Yeah.
But she's also pretty fucking cringe too. And all the civilians.
Well, she's a bad mother.
Yeah.
Straight up. She gets her kid into a lot of situations where she's like, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. I mean, you should be better. But then she's not stopping him.
You and Uncle Fat Guy should probably just skip town for a little bit.
Yeah. No, here's the crown. Run and hide at home.
Yeah, no.
And she gives the kid the crown that all the bad guys are looking for.
How old do you think he is? Like 12 years old?
Yeah.
Maybe 13? Maybe probably, just now a teenager?
Yeah.
Could you imagine handing your like preteen teen child a nuclear device and saying, go run with it?
Yeah.
Go run with this tactical nuclear warhead.
Hey, man. It's so the good guys don't get a hold of it, okay?
Yeah, so the good guys don't get it.
Because if they got a hold of it, then, the plot's over.
Yeah.
But at least the kid was smart and he hit it. He didn't actually have it on him. He hit it, right? So yeah, she has the crown. She gets it back and they go to rescue the kid. They team up and we get the scene where I feel like this is supposed to be a longer scene. I thought this was longer in the theaters, but it's just a few seconds where he rolls in, kills a couple things, and then, the army's dead and we're inside.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it was just that quick. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
I know what you're talking about. It's when he goes in, destroys a couple hover bikes.
Yeah.
He goes into like their mining encampment.
Yeah. Because they're like, all right, we're going to get a plane. When we get outflanked, Hawkman's like bringing up the strategy and shit. And then Black Adam's like, nah, man, I'm a murder hobo.
Yes.
And kills everyone. And Hawkman didn't really have any issues with him murdering these people this time.
I mean, what's done is done. He can't move as fast as the Flash to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He murders everybody in the space, because reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Ishmael has a kid and they're behind a shield.
Yes. It's an Eternium shield. Not even you can break this. You need to have this as like body armor for your guys or something. Yeah. Give them a chance.
No, man, that's too expensive.
No. But he monologues.
Yeah, he provokes him because he wants him to kill him. Even though if he had just not done any of this, I'm sure The Rock would have showed up and killed him anyways.
It's a ballsy move.
Yeah.
It's a very ballsy move because I don't know if he's 100% sure that this is going to do anything.
All he knows is apparently on the description, which the chick reads it at the beginning, is life. Death begins with life.
Life. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be, she was reading it inverted upside down somehow, which I don't think if you put English words upside down and you read it, it would reverse it.
Flip them upside down and invert them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to, it's not going to come out wrong.
No,
like that?
No, it doesn't work. It comes out as German.
Yeah. You just can't read it. But yeah, the actual meaning was life begins with death.
Yes.
So his whole theory is like, you have to die before you can be reborn. You have to be sent to hell.
This is a leap of faith.
It is.
And
I know bad programming, don't take a leap of faith.
It's yeah, he really has no idea that this is going to work.
Yeah.
But he's just going with it. That's amazing. I wouldn't. I would not go with this at all.
No.
It seems like a terrible plan.
It's like, wait. I have to die and then I go to hell and hope that these 6 demons are like, hey, man, here's some powers. Go back and then you can rule the world. And then I'm reborn.
As Satan.
As Satan.
He has a fucking pentagram on his chest.
There's no circle.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
He literally is reborn as a red, buffed out demon with horns and a pentagram on his chest.
Who breathes like fire and shit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
I was very surprised when this happens.
Yes. Because I was expecting just like another Shazam-esque anti-hero.
Yeah.
That is not what it was. I remember watching this part in the movies going, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They went for it. They went over the top with this one.
It's something that Marvel would never do.
No, sir.
Because they like their Chinese money.
I bet James Gunn somewhere was like, holy shit, I could just have Satan in my movie.
Fuck Guardians of the Galaxy. But yeah, they so he dies, he provokes him, right? And he lets down the shield and Shazam he shoots the kid, right?
Yeah.
Shazam blocks a bullet and then rage fucking explodes. And the Justice Society saves the child and woman. Yes. But the child gets injured in it. So now Shazam feels guilty. He's like, you're right, I'm a bad guy. Take me away. I hurt a child, even though he probably murdered a bunch back in the city.
So I understood them like showing Hawkman like wrapping up the woman and Dr. Fate wrapping up the kid. But then over here you got Atom Smasher just like, come here, wind girl. You can't survive this explosion.
Well,
and blow it the other way. I don't know.
It's lightning. She can't just stop lightning with wind.
That's not how weather works.
Yes. Lightning goes through wind, sir. But no, he has a hots for her, so he saves her. And I'm sure there's supposed to be some love story. They all got cut out.
Yeah. That become The Rock and cringe civilian stuff over here.
Which there was not really any love story besides just, you're our hero and I have a vagina. He's like, you're right.
Yeah, my wife is dead.
Yeah. I need to think about new wars.
The Rock feels really bad.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, Shazam, take me away. And he turns into Skinny Rock.
Yeah. They take him to a black site, Task Force X black site.
An underwater Antarctic prison?
Some sort of Arctic prison.
And where they put him in a tube, fill it with water, and just suspend him in animation. So he can't ever talk again.
Yeah. And
then they fly off with... They take Ishmael's body with them. They take all the bodies, I guess, right?
I don't know why you would.
I don't know why but apparently they take all the bad guys that died bodies, maybe just, I don't know, the bury them or something, but they throw them into the water because, so they have the crown, right? And they're over the city or whatever. And the crown, they're like studying it. And she finally is like, oh, here's the right transcription. And then at that point he revives, but she shows the body at first in the cargo hold. I thought he was on the
jet.
Yeah, he was on the cargo jet at first, right? But then when the crown disappears and he spawns out of the water, so it makes you to believe that they just went and then instead of burying these bodies and bringing them back, like for some reason they just dumped them all into the fucking water out there in the bay, right?
I mean, maybe
because he revives, like it shows his body glowing, so that means his body reanimates. They just dumped all the corpses into the bay.
When Dr. Fate releases the Rock,
yeah,
the thing I was wondering the most is how does the Rock know how to get back?
I don't know. He probably sensed the power of the
sky beam.
Yeah,
it's the fucking sky beam. Every bad guy has a sky beam.
It's not a sky beam as much as just a portal to hell.
It was a red sky beam that opens up a portal.
Yeah.
It was
Satan comes out of the water.
DC loves their sky beams.
He summons an undead army, and the apocalypse happens. And all the townsfolk gather up their pipes and easily disperse of these skeletons. One child's swing can kill these skeletons. They just crumble. Dude. So not a very threatening army.
I hate the civilians in this.
Yeah.
I hate them all. But maybe that's just the white colonist in me.
Probably.
But it could be the fact that they're fucking cringe and useless. And this really should have just been Wind Girl and Atom Smasher's job.
Well, they were helping fight Satan for a little bit. Which Atom Smasher...
They didn't really help fight Satan.
So, yeah, she blows once, and then he smacks him and rolls past. And then you have this weird, like, he goes invisible, and you see through Hawkeye's infrared. He just fire bolts both of them, and then, they're out.
Yeah.
And then you get Hawkman and Satan and Dr. Fate helping him. And he beats them up and then goes and flies off. Because he never checked to make sure that the heroes are finished and dead.
Right, you just leave them.
Yeah, he's like, they'll probably come back, whatever. But I got to go sit on my throne to, like...
Ignite my sky beam.
Yeah, yeah.
That way the Rock can find me.
Yeah. And...
Did you get the feeling that, if Dr. Fate would have just let Hawkman help him, then that they could have killed this guy?
Yeah. Even at the end, he didn't have to die.
Right.
Yeah, so... The whole thing is the whole time Dr. Fate's like, oh, someone's going to die, right?
Yes.
But that's what Hawkman guesses. And he's like, yeah, you're going to die, Hawkman, sorry. But Dr. Fate's like, oh, there's another option where he, just like Tony Stark, or just like Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
Just like Doctor Strange was like, we have to die, or I have to die, and so that you can live. So you can defeat him, yada, yada. So what he does is he blocks off the building. He domes it off with his force field. And then he goes and fights Satan. AKA, I don't know what the fuck.
Demonic Ishmael.
Sabak. I think it's actually called
Sabak.
Sabak. Yeah, because that's the crown of Sabak. So he's Sabak, right?
Yes.
Which I wonder if Sabak translates into something.
I don't know.
But anyways, it's a really cool fight because Dr. Fate was a really cool hero. I'd love to know more about him. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Because not only can he see the future, he can multiply and create like weird.
He's just a better Doctor Strange.
Yeah. He was a really cool Doctor Strange. And they of course he kills him.
Yes.
Which he kills Pierce Brosnan, but Dr. Fate is technically it's just a helmet. Right. The helmet grants these powers. And the Rock shows up, and then him and Hawkman kind of beat him up while the other two play grab ass outside. Yeah,
Hawkman does his best Dr. Fate impression.
Yeah, he picks up the helmet and
it makes multiple copies of himself.
Yeah, and holds Satan down. And while Adam gets up behind him.
Yes.
And then grabs him by the horns and then rips him in half.
So that's not what I thought was going to happen at all.
I thought he was going to rip the horns off.
I thought the crown
was the horns.
Yeah. And I thought he was going to rip the crown off of him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Nope, just rips him in half.
Rips him in fucking half, but he bleeds
from
lava.
The head down.
He bleeds lava, so it's PG-13. Holy shit.
Dude. And then everybody's happy and cheering because The Rock saved the day.
Yay, our savior.
Yay.
And the Justice Society is like, all right, man, you might be okay.
I love how every time, they're trying to explain to The Rock what a fucking hero is. Even this scientist woman is just like, we don't need a hero. We need a fucking dictator around here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's probably what's wrong with your fucking country. You ever think about that shit? Yeah, you've had 5,000 years since this guy, and you're still kicking rocks around. There's probably dictators is what's wrong with your fucking country.
Well,
they literally want The Rock to be just a dictator.
Whenever you cut off one head,
yeah,
snake, something.
Something about, yeah.
Eh.
If you cut off the head of the snake, you're just going to get another fucking snake somewhere.
But it's okay because, he's just there now in the city and there's going to be zero crime.
Sure.
What do you think he does after this movie? He just goes on YouTube and...
He goes on a spree enslaving his own people.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I mean, that seems to be the fucking tradition around here. But I would bet anything the first run of this movie was just going to be Justice Society versus whoever the fuck this Sabbat character is.
Satan.
Right? I feel like they're going to use Shazam, introduce Black Adam, have him be the anti-hero in that. They duke it out, but, they become begrudging both good guys, right?
Yep.
And then you have the Justice Society over here that has to deal with anti-Shazam, right? I feel like they were still going to go this route, or some kind of next level threat.
Yeah.
But I feel like all that got scrapped whenever The Rock was just, I'm not being a secondary character. I feel like this movie is bad because of him,
and it also hurts Shazam too.
Yeah, it sunk Shazam too. I still haven't watched it.
Have you? Not. No.
I honestly don't care about it.
I'll probably go. I'll watch it eventually. I don't know why I just never got around to watching it. And on top of that, I haven't seen The Flash either, which I'm kind of dreading.
I haven't. I don't know. After watching this, I was just kind of done. I was just kind of done with DC. But then they made the James Gunn announcement at the beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. So
I feel bad. I really like James Gunn's work.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, the second one.
Yes.
And Peacemaker were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Guardian movies have been solid.
Yeah.
And the third one is actually really good. I actually just recently rewatched it. And I enjoyed it just as much as I watched it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has an impossible task to... I mean, it's not that the DC universe could have made good movies to begin with and had a good, just overarching, MCU level.
DC
movies,
started
right?
off wrong.
They did.
DC started off wrong because
they started off with the Justice League and they didn't introduce us to characters and shit, right?
What the MCU was able to do was start with small characters and build up.
Yeah.
The Rock really, I think if he would have played ball and been in Shazam, I think that DC would still be going on its current trajectory. I don't think it would have collapsed like it did.
You would have had a solid Justice Society movie and a pretty good Shazam movie, and turn around, and he probably could have got his own movie after that, the spinoff, and I think it would have been fine.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Overall, hate meter.
I don't know.
It's pretty neutral. I think I'd go 5. I didn't hate it. It was enjoyable at time. It's a bunch of slow motion CGI battles and stuff, but it wasn't awful. It was just fine.
I just didn't enjoy this. You had a main character that was completely invulnerable. And at no point was he in any danger.
No.
But I think that's the problem with a Superman-esque character.
That's the problem with a lot of the DC characters.
I think that's what Shazam got right that this did not.
Yeah.
At least the first Shazam. I've not watched the second. But, the first Shazam, he was vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right? In this, there was just no chance. He fucking slaughtered all of his enemies wholesale. They just did not have a fucking chance. Not even the main bad guy at the end really had a fucking chance.
Anytime I see a bad guy using fire, it just doesn't seem threatening.
No.
Fire doesn't do anything in any... Everything has fire. Fire is it's like going through hell, right? You always... Everything has fire resistance, so...
I don't know. This is probably a 7 or 8.
Really?
For me.
Yeah.
He killed...
I blame the kid. The kid sucked.
The kid sucked. He sucked. Man, they all fucking sucked. The only good things in this was Dr. Fate and Hawkman. And if that's the best part of your Black Adam movie, your Black Adam movie fucking sucked.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make sure you subscribe, and leave a comment. Hit the notifications, and hit us up, Facebook or whatever. So,
yep.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
See you later, guys.
Bye.